Hello, this is Sapir. This is our fourth video in the video series of how to make a website using the Django framework. I'm also creating this README file to help this process to put into steps. Today, our goal is to install login and logout app and also connect that to our website. So before we install this app, first we have to basically focus on this like red message which has been keep coming. You have 18 unapplied migration. So the reason this message is coming that our database is not migrated to our website. So to do that, we need to basically run this command python manage.py migrate so we can connect our database to our website. Also, if you go to the visual code and you can see that in the main folder where the manage.py file is, there is a db.sqlite3. This is the default database which is installed by Django. If you click here, you won't be able to see it here because in order to open this database, you need an app. So I have already installed this app, but you can go to the Google and basically install this app, which is a DB browser for Sqlite. If you open this app and go to files and open the database, so now you have to go into your folder. In my case, it is this is a website folder, and I have this db dot sqlite3. So if I open this database, as you can see the database structure, I have no table indices, view, or figure. So there is nothing in the database at the moment. But if I run this command, which is the very first step to migrate our database. So first I need to kill the server, and then I will run this command. And you will see this match that apply all migrations, all the migration apply. And now if you go into your database and refresh it, you will see that now they have a lot of tables, indices, and all these things basically is now in the database. The Django has created these tables with their auth app and Django migration. Some all these basically the tables. So the by default has been created. We will create more tables and indices in this database in the future, but right now we're gonna use what default settings of the database the Django has. Okay, now let's go back to again the README file and see what is the step number 2. The step number 2 is a create a directory template for uh, um, the file account. So what we need to do is basically, let me show you on Visual Code. So so here you see that in past I have created some apps, and there is app account, you know. So we're going to use this app account to create the login and logout buttons. For that app, we need HTML files. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create HTML files in the templates folder. But in order to organize, first I will create a folder here, you know. So I'm going to create a folder with a name account. Accounts. So I'm going to, in the future now, when I'm going to have the HTML, so if the HTML is associated with the account apps, I'm going to give the same names in the templates so that I will know that if I have the HTML file, the contact basically I'm going to create a folder with the name content and move this content.html, so that whenever I install a app here, I will know that in the same folder, I will have my all the HTML file. So if I go here, then I need to create the two files. First one is login.html, and then I will create one more with the logout.html. So these are the, let's say here, this is a login, and let's say here is a logout, so that when we connect them, so we will see this message login and logout. I will put more code here later, but just for right now, let's leave it here. So now we have the account. So don't be confused with, we have a two accounts now folder. This is the accounts in the template folder, and then we have another folder in the app, which is account. This is the app, and this is the HTML of files of this app. So we have done, so basically we have created the login.html, and we actually do not need log out that HTML, because we can just use the login HTML file. So I was wrong here. We do not need actually log out, because I'm going to use a default HTML for log out. So, so we don't need, so I'm going to delete that one. So next one is what we're going to do is we're going to need to create another file, which is the URLs in the accounts, which is the app, in the app folder. So let's go back again to the account, and then here we create a file which is a urls.py. So this is how we're going to configure our path. We're going to put the path in there. So in that file, we're going to copy these code and paste these code here. Also, you can Google what these code do by just basically Googling each lines and try to understand that what is the function in Django views, what is the Django.contrib.auth views, because they have the default views and stuff like that. You can Google, so you can also Google that how to configure path. We have already talked about here. But as you can see, this is the app name of the app is account, and path is a login. And when we will basically do the home/logins, this is sort of the path is going to become here, and it's going to render that HTML, which is in the accounts of the templates, .html. And the log out is we're going to use the default for now. We're not going to use any HTML. We're going to use just the default, because when we're going to log out, we want to go back to the home page. So we don't need another page for the logout. So this is the reason we do not have the logout.html file. Okay, let's see what is the next step. Next step is basically we need to go into the main folder and main URLs and connect that basically path there. So what we will do, so again, so there is many folders, we have to be careful now. So there is a URLs in the main folder, main math me app website. This is the URLs where these codes are already there. So what we are going to do is we're gonna basically paste this path here. And we need comma here. So so you can see now accounts app, basically this is the admin app. Now this is the accounts. When we gonna say the account / whatever, then it's gonna include this app, the app this path, basically the mathmeapp website.apps, the accounts that URL. So this is going to connect that one. It's going to basically pass that request to that, that file. Now paste these code into the login HTML. So we need some code in the HTML file, and just go there, which is in the templates, and then accounts, and then let's paste these code here, not just login, so we can see something. Let's see that if we can now see that changes. So if I make run server, and let's paste this one into our folder again, and then as you can see that now if I do accounts as login, I will see this page. See accounts logins. So when I did the accounts slash logins, it's a render that login page which I created. So as you can see that these code basically get render or get render on our homepage. So also you need to, if you want to read these codes, so this is basically extending the base.html, then this is a login, the title, and then there is a crf tokens, and there is a form. So I use this is default CRS token, the default form. So this is the Django default form which I use to have these login and logout buttons. So basically all these requests, you see that it is accepting some entries now. And if I say, because I didn't create any user, and I don't have any user password, so I can't really enter anything here, but this is the form, so I can basically pass these information, the user path, you can pass these information into your website. But when the user will pass this information into the website, this information should be authenticated with your database. But right now we don't have anything into the database. So let's what do is next create something in the database. So how to basically write entries into database? So the one way is to create an app, which is the registration app, so that the user can come to your website and enter their database into your database, basically enter their data into their database. But for now, for this videos, what we're gonna do is we're gonna manually enter the data into the database by using this command, Python create super user. So I'm gonna create one user by running this command. But in the coming video, we will create a app which can enter the data into our database. So let's run this command. I have to kill the terminal. So Control C, and then I say Python manage.py create super user. It's gonna ask me the user name. So I would say admin, and then ask me email. I can say anything, sat@gmail.com. Password, I'm gonna say 123. 123 is gonna ask me to override because password is too short. And now I have basically something into my database. And also you can basically go into your database and browse the database, and you see that in the auth user, so there is a entry which I basically enter into my database. So now, because everything Django had already default configure, now let me first do the start the server, make run server. So I start the server, and now if I go back to my again accounts logins in that page, and then I say admin and 123, And the Django, this is the default. Basically, the Django will render that page. So this is your local host account profile. So it's asking basically for the profile. So, but what we wanted to do is basically when we do logins, we wanted to basically render back to the home. So in order to fix that, you have to configure some Django auth setting. So I'm going to take this things, these code, which is the login URL is account logins. And we're going to redirect login page to the public.index, which are a home page, So let's go back to our, again, Visual Studio. All we need to do is we need to go to the setting.py and we go somewhere, I don't know, maybe here, somewhere here, maybe, and we'll paste these code. So, and then I will also save these code. So once I save these code, you will see everything is running all right. All I need to do is again, need to go /accounts, logins. This time I log in with my admin 123, and then I will render back to the home page. So that's because we redirect that that default profile to the home page. Now, what we need to do is next, as you can see that when I click this button home, and the address here is URL is that which was in the navbar, the default navbar. So we need to basically fix these URLs of all these buttons, So what are the goal is basically when I click on the login, so it will basically request the localhost /accounts/logins. So this is what I want. And when I do the logout, then it should do basically the localhost account/logout. So to do that, again, first we need these template settings. So I'm gonna copy these templates, and we're gonna go to the nav bar now. So where is the nav bar? Again, you see here is the nav bar, and we're gonna paste these nav bar, these templates here, because this is gonna be my variables. So you see that the URL login.index, I'm gonna go that with the index underscore URL, and the public is public, which is about, is gonna be about.url. And then we have a profile, login, logout, and contact. We have all sort of these variable, which is a refer like this like. So here is the setting. So let me first make it bigger. So here is the button, which basically request when you click on the home button, this URLs you see, so hashtag profile. So here we want to change into basically something to request the login URLs. So how to do that? As you can see here, this is the command which will do this, So if active, and then I'm gonna paste this one. So copy this and go back, and I would delete this here and then paste here. Okay. So if the request.index is active, and then the URL is gonna be the index.url. So let's see if this is working by going, if you go back again to this and see that if I click the home page, it's still not working. No, it's working now. So now, as you can see that now if I click the home page, it is requesting that the home page. So, The same things we need to do for each and everything. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete this, and here all I need to do is instead of your index, I need to change that to about. And then this one is also should be changed to about. And then we delete this and then paste this. And this one is contact. So contact page. It is URL is now contact. And same thing is for the profile. So we will bring the profile also later, but let's have first it is profile, and then we have this profile. And I'm gonna do one more thing. I will show you why I need to do it. I'm gonna change the order of this. And then I'm gonna copy the same thing from here and paste it over there. Copy, need to paste that one here, paste that one here also same time. This one is a log out. So here I will say log out. And here I would say log out. This is a login. Login. And this is login. Yeah, make sure that these are like correctly. Save this and let's go back and see that if our login is, we have to refresh, I guess, this. And let's see, is login is working. Logout is also working because it's just rendering the home page. Contact is basically is working because there is nothing, and this is like the about is also working. You know, we haven't configured the contact, so this is just rendering to the home page. So main thing is that the login is working, you know. The next thing which we need to do is now, because we need to now create basically a if a statement, which what I want to do is basically I want to here, if I log in, then only I want to see the profile when I'm a login. When I'm a logout, I don't want to have it, because if I log out, I don't have the profile, you know. So I'm gonna hide this log profile into in a way that is only show in login. So I'm gonna make a if a statement, you know. And how to do that? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paste that into the profiles, you know, above the profile. So if the user is authenticated, then the user can see the profile, you know. And now also I have to end this statement. So the what else statement is gonna be, else is going to be log in, you know, and then end the statement with end if. So these are the templates language, which I also don't know much about them, but you can Google them and to learn more about them, you know. So now if I save my code and go back to here, I have to refresh again. So now you see that when I'm a log in, you know, so now I'm logged in, I'm log out, I won't be able to see the profile. But if I log in, so admin 123, and you see I can see the profile. So it's just the configuration of when I want to see the, when I want to have the profile. I don't have anything in the profile, but I will put some code into the profile, that so that it will show up. So let's do that too. We write something into the profile. The first thing is we need to do that, create a HTML file, for the profile. And I'm gonna put that file into the template account, because this profile is also associated with the HTML, this account app. So I'm gonna create that profile here file. So I'm say profile, you know, dot HTML, and then so basically this profile I have to connect that to the basically connect the path. So in order to add the path, the first path we need to add is this, and this path is going to be added in the accounts URL. So basically first we're gonna go into the app account app, there is a URLs, and then here is where you wanna add that path. Okay, so here is a comma also, which sort of you need, and then we need to uh, do is we need to copy these code, and we need to basically add these code also into the account slash views dot, so because we also need a view, so here is we gonna add the view. So as you can see that I have now a class profile view. So basically, which is again the Django default apps, which is the login max required. So you can Google this and read the documentations on the Google to see that how these class work. And I'm requesting this basically account slash profile. So let's see that if everything is working on the front end. Let's see if I log, if I profile. Now I have basically profiles, so account profile. So this is my profile, nothing in it. So why not you write something into the profile? So let's go copy this code and go to accounts profile and write some HTML code. So we are extending the base. We again see the headings, and then there is again default basically the request from the database, that user dot get full name, and then also user that username. So this is how you can request some information from the database and print that on the profile page. Again, if you save and then go back, refresh, you see that, so basically that information, that admin, user admin has been logged in. So that's, you can see. So you can log out, you will go back to your page. If you log in with the admin, again, this is the only time you will see the profile, and then you go to the profile. You can also do that if you do the admin. You can also get that default admin page where you can see the user, because the way only you see the user is via that app I showed you, DB, MySQL's database. But here you can also add the user manually, because this is the user I add on via the terminal, but also you can add the user manually. You can also create group, something like that. And you can also have some more user informations this is the basically the admin auth user, that this is the Django default admins page, which basically, if you just don't wanna open in the database, and you just can go and see that how many user has been login into your website. This is will be more useful basically when we will have our own registration page, and then we can just come here and see how many users are there. One last thing before we go is we want to do is um, let's go to the home page first, and then see that if I click here, I see also hashtag page top. I want to change that to also home page. The setting is again, I have to go to the nav bar because this is the nav bar setting, and you see this thing is showing up, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this home page URL and paste it here. So I'm gonna replace that one with this. So okay, that's look all right. Save the page, save the setting, and then see that if this is working. So first I have to go back and then refresh, and now you see that now when you click it here, it basically request the home page. This button is requesting the correct page we need to. Okay, I think this is all in this video. So in the next video, we will create a registration page so that we can register our user via the front page instead of basically going into the terminal, creating it manually. That is for right now. Thank you very much for watching. And if you like this video, please subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.